You know exactly where you are right now. Maybe you're lying in bed. Maybe you're sitting at your desk. But you have that one thing, that essay, that gym session, that project, hanging over your head like a guillotine. You know you need to do it. The guilt feels physically heavy in your chest. But you can't move. It feels like your brain has a software bug, right? Your logical brain is clicking run program, but the CPU is just spinning. You tell yourself, 5 more minutes of scrolling, but 5 minutes turns into 2 hours. And then comes the shame. You tell yourself you're lazy. You tell yourself you're undisciplined. Nah, bro. Stop that. You aren't lazy. Laziness is a choice. What you are experiencing is a biological freeze response. You are caught in a neurochemical loop that elite performers know how to break, and you don't. Most productivity gurus will tell you to just push through. That is garbage advice. That's like telling a drowning man to just swim harder. Today, I'm handing you the keys to your brain's ignition. We're taking a forgotten Japanese manufacturing principle, combining it with modern neuroscience, and turning your start button from a heavy, rusted lever into a hair trigger switch. It takes exactly 120 seconds. And once you flip it, you can't go back. To fix this, we have to look at the hardware. Andrew Huberman calls this limbic friction. It's the neurological energy required to overcome anxiety and lethargy. Inside your skull, there is a war happening right now. On one side, you have the prefrontal cortex, the CEO. It's smart, it plans for the future, and it wants you to get rich and fit. On the other side, you have the basal ganglia and the limbic system. Think of them like a lazy, overprotective security guard. Their job is to manage habits and keep you safe. When you think about that big scary project, your limbic system perceives it as pain. It predicts that the work will be stressful. So, the security guard slams the gate shut. He says, no entry. We're staying here where it's safe, and the dopamine is cheap. Here is the data point that changes everything. Your brain overestimates the pain of starting a task by nearly 200%. It is a prediction error. The average person, the NPC, waits for motivation. They wait for the security guard to magically step aside. They wait to feel like it. But the elite operator knows the raw truth: motivation is a myth. It's a feeling that follows action, it does not precede it. You are not fighting the work. You are fighting the friction of the first 2 minutes. That is the only battle that matters. If you win the first 120 seconds, you win the war. So, how do we hack the security guard? We look to Japan. There is a philosophy called Kaizen. In Japanese, it means good change. It's the strategy Toyota used to become the biggest car manufacturer in history. But we aren't building Camrys here, we're building a high-performance mind. The philosophy is simple: big leaps trigger fear. Small steps bypass the radar. We call this the Kaizen ignition protocol. Think about a rocket ship. The amount of fuel required to get a rocket from the launch pad to just 1 inch off the ground is massive compared to the fuel needed to keep it moving in orbit. This is Newton's first law: objects at rest stay at rest. You are stuck on the launch pad. The gravity is too heavy because you're trying to launch the whole mission at once. You're thinking, I need to write the essay. Your brain hears, climb Mount Everest. The solution? We lower the bar. We lower it so low, it feels stupid. We don't aim for the summit, we aim for the first 2 steps. There is a psychological phenomenon called the Zeigarnik effect. It states that the human brain hates unfinished tasks. Once you open a loop, your brain has a compulsive need to close it. The Kaizen ignition isn't about finishing the work. It's about opening the loop. It's about tricking the security guard into opening the gate just a crack. Because once that gate is cracked open, the floodgates follow. Enough theory. Here is your cheat code. This is the Kaizen ignition protocol. It has 3 phases. Do not skip one, or the system fails. Phase 1. Right now, you are in a dopamine loop. Scrolling TikTok or Instagram releases cheap dopamine. You are chemically sedated. You cannot just decide to stop, you have to physically sever the connection. We use a pattern interrupt. Stand up. Literally, right now. Spin around. Do 5 push-ups. Splash cold water on your face. You need to shock your nervous system to signal that the previous state is over. Mel Robbins calls this the 5-4-3-2-1 rule. Count backward from 5, and on 1, you move. Phase 2. You are a sniper setting up a nest. You don't shoot from a messy room. Clear the field of view. Phone goes in another room. Or put it in airlock mode, do not disturb, face down, across the room. If your brain sees the phone, it will burn glucose trying to ignore it. That's called cognitive load. Don't waste energy resisting, remove the temptation. Only the tools for the mission should be visible. Phase 3. Here is the kill shot. Set a timer on your watch or computer for exactly 2 minutes. Now, make a deal with yourself. Say this out loud: I am only allowed to work for 2 minutes. When the timer rings, if I want to stop, I have full permission to quit with zero guilt. This is crucial. You must truly believe you can quit. Why does this work? Because you just disarmed the amygdala. The security guard looks at the request, write for 120 seconds, and says, "Oh, that's easy. That's not a threat. Go ahead." You start. You write one sentence. You open the book. You put on your gym shoes. And here is the magic. 98% of the time, when that timer rings, you won't want to stop. You've broken the surface tension. The Zeigarnik effect kicks in. The limbic friction is gone. You are in motion. And if you are in motion, you stay in motion. I know what the skeptics are thinking. But bro, what if I actually stop after 2 minutes? Here is the raw truth. Then stop. Seriously. Walk away. Because you still won. Why? Because you proved to yourself that you can flip the switch. You are building the neural pathway of starting. This is about identity shifting. You are no longer the person who procrastinates until the deadline creates panic. You are the operator who engages on command. Consistency beats intensity, every single time. A 2-minute workout keeps the habit alive. 0 minutes kills it. Motivation is for amateurs who want to feel good. Systems are for pros who want to be good. The 2-minute switch is your system. You now have the blueprint. The glitch in your brain isn't permanent. It's just a lock, and you just found the key. But knowing the path and walking the path are two different things. So I have a challenge for you. Use the Kaizen ignition today. Just once. See how fast the friction dissolves. You aren't a procrastinator anymore. You're just a high-performance engine that needed a spark. If you are going to try this protocol today, no excuses, drop a lightning bolt emoji in the comments. I want to see who the real operators are in this community. I read every single one. Like this video if it hit home, subscribe for more cheats to the human brain, and I'll see you in the next one.